Wow, 2006, Wales' sexiest man. Big year.
It was the first sexiest man, not the 2006.
The first.
The first.
And the last.
Number one, yeah.
Good to have you here. How has life been since retirement? I know you didn't want to retire. The shoulder just gave up on you in the summer, and that was it.
Yeah, different, difficult, as we all know. It's something that all sportsmen sadly have to go. You know, we go through two retirements, if you like. But no, it's been a period of change, but it's been great on from another viewpoint. You know, it's been a Rugby World Cup year, so we've had a fantastic time during that period. Great to spend Christmas with the family. But now it's on to other things now.
I guess the disappointment for you is not seeing Bristol's progression into the Premiership. You thought it might happen last year. Looking in pretty good state at the moment in the Green King Championship. How is it down there? How have they dealt with the disappointment, and what are their hopes for the next 5 months?
Well, it's been incredibly disappointing. Bristol's a wonderful city with, you know, 1.5 million people in who are crying out for top-flight sport. And I think the rugby club are able to deliver on it. We had a fantastic following. We have a fantastic following. Playing in the Championship on a Sunday, we would often get in excess of 8,000-9,000 people. So it's a great rugby city, and I think just going up the step into the Premiership, you'll see a totally different Bristol team. They really will ignite, and I think they'll settle in that Premiership nicely. Were
they really prepared to spend £500,000, possibly euro, on Ian Madigan from Leinster? How much cash is there down in the West Country?
Yeah, I think there's a fair bit, you know. But I think they're prepared to do whatever it takes to establish themselves at the top of English rugby, where they feel, and rightly so, that they belong.
A few quid down there, babes. Yep.
Yeah. Don't look at me. 18 years since I last played. 5 maybe, just to clear up the change rooms afterwards. What about the state of Welsh rugby at the moment? We're seeing now a lot of players quite comfortable now signing these dual contracts. Seems to have been a bit of a mess, bit of a minefield as to how they qualify, what Gatland's law is now. But more and more players seem comfortable to come back and sign those contracts.
Yeah, I think there's an element of no one wanted to be first, or, you know, it was quite a difficult standoff to start with. But I think what it does give us is almost a level playing field. With the backing, the financial backing of the Welsh Rugby Union, it gives us the ability to retain our best talent, you know. And as youngsters, young Welsh kids want to see their local heroes, you know, the stars of today playing regional rugby, which is important, and hopefully it'll hold us, you know, within that arena where we can compete with the big clubs of England and France.
How many are signed up now?
Oh, crikey!
I mean, it's not near a full squad.
No, it's not full squad.
Can it work unless you have kind of 35 players there?
17 players, so it's certainly climbing, isn't it?
17, yeah, and some of those are very much at the start of their career and have seen as development and will go a long time. Others are, you know, they're certainly looking to retain. Alan Wynne is the next big name that they want to retain, guys of his calibre. But, you know, I think the goal is eventually to have a squad of retained players, you know, but it's difficult to achieve that straight away. You're absolutely right.
That would seem kind of entirely necessary, Oz, to get everyone on board, right?
Well, you want a balance, don't you? I think you want some players maybe experiencing some of the things around the world, maybe in France, in England, wherever, and then come back together. But ultimately, by the time you get to the next World Cup, you want at least half of that squad, and we've already got that situation, maybe more already signed up.
One of Wales' biggest strengths over the last few years is the control that Warren has had over that group of players. You know, we all live within 60 miles of each other along the M4, which made training very easy. We all came together, we all played together at club rugby, so the management of those players was very good, which allowed them then to perform at the top level.
How big a deal is that, Hugo? Just the mere geography of it all?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, 60 miles, that does make things very easy, but you've got to kind of weigh up what's best for their personal development. You've seen Jonathan Davies go off to Clermont. I'm sure he's benefited from playing with Rougerie, playing at Stade Michelin, which has been fantastic. But then does that make it harder from a national level? And obviously with Warren Gatland being the boss, he's only concerned with what's best for Wales, and for him is having everyone within touching distance.
Right, you talk about the Welsh, well, those provinces being able to keep up with the English and the French clubs. But when you look at it on an international scale, Wales are ahead. If you look at the honours that have come Wales' way. For you, what is the standout moment in your career? Is it Grand Slams, or is it something more than that?
It's tough, you know. I spent the last 6 months reflecting on it. I've had some wonderful personal accolades, Grand Slam, winning trophies, lifting silverware as a Welshman at Millennium Stadium. And, you know, is something that we dream of. But you know, on a stranger note, the one moment that sort of stands out for me is the day we won the Hacker, if you like, in 2008 against New Zealand, where we had a standoff, and sadly the referee didn't blow up then. We still went on and lost the game. But it was pretty special.
It's a great moment. Now, I want to look at something here, because I noticed. Forgive me for always staring at your groin in matches, but I'll explain why. Because you're staring down the All Blacks, and you have an interesting place to keep your hat.
I hope it's his hat.
It's safety wear, so it's important you keep the...
Yeah, but you can see the players looking at you. I mean, Stephen Jones is clearly about belly laughing. That hat then goes on your head.
Yeah, Richie McCaw was quaking his boots about now, I think, you know, seeing that bulge. But no, it was something I've never lived down.
There it is again. You love your scrum hat.
Yeah, I do love my scrum hat.
Does a bit of shopping, never gets any money nicked. Perfect.